Hello and welcome to Megawatt News, the Tech Week in View, in which we give you a rundown of the biggest stories of the week and what we thought of them. Stay tuned. Sony has announced it has shifted over 5 million PS3s since the console's launch in Europe last year. So here's some stats for you. The Wii Fit sold every 4 seconds on its launch day. Sony's just announced that 5 million PS3 consoles have been sold in Europe since its launch last year. And then of course there's GTA 4, which has smashed absolutely every single gaming record out there. And at one point, Play.com was recording 80 orders every minute. This really gives you a sense of what a massive phenomenon gaming has become. I think there's still, though, a notion out there in a lot of circles that despite all of the media coverage, which has been negative and positive, negative obviously I'm referring to the CNN report on GTA 4, but all of that taken into account, there's still people out there who really do believe that gaming is just basically for teenagers, and not only for teenagers, but for snotty-nosed boys who haven't found girls yet. Now, with all of this attention that these games have been getting, with all of the massive, massive sales records they're smashing, surely it's time to actually view gaming as something more than just a teenage hobby. Maybe we should be talking about gaming in the same terms that we talk about television programs, movies, and books. Parents on an online forum have expressed concerns over Nintendo's Wii Fit creating a bad body image, particularly with young girls. The controversy was sparked after a user complained that the game labelled her relative overweight. I understand why this story has caused such controversy. After all, it's become part of basically the debate about young girls being bombarded with pictures of very, very skinny women. And so for this 10-year-old, who obviously does lots of exercise and is just a normal kid, to be told by the Wii Fit that she's overweight, well, that's obviously quite devastating for her. But then at the same time, Nintendo is just using basically a body mass index, which is used around the world. It's universal, and yes, it's flawed. There's lots of other systems that, you know, scientists are saying let's use. But let's face it, BMI index is used by gyms, by schools, by scientists from here to Timbuktu. So Nintendo have just basically used a system which everyone else is using already. FreeSat, the standard and HD satellite service from the BBC and ITV, was unveiled today. So the question really arising from this story is, do we really need another way of getting digital TV into our homes? Immediately with the launch of FreeSat, there were comparisons with Freeview, especially as Ofcom said that Freeview will actually get HD at some point soon. But there are definite advantages to FreeSat. Number one, coverage. 98% of homes in the UK, whereas Freeview, there's lots and lots of people in the UK who can't get it. And then also the bandwidth problems which Freeview has had, and FreeSat being a satellite service doesn't have that. But is the promise of HD and also the one-off payment enough to get people who already have really quite good services from the likes of Sky to actually get them to leave their homes, go down to the shops and spend their money? Its $45 billion bid to buy Yahoo may have failed, but is the computing megapower that is Microsoft now looking elsewhere? The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Microsoft has approached Facebook with a view to buying the social networking site. When Microsoft pumped lots and lots of money into Facebook late last year, then 3 groups immediately sprung up on Facebook, basically venting how much they hated Microsoft. And some of those were even going as far as to say if Microsoft increased its involvement in Facebook, then they would leave the social networking site and they would get their pals to do so as well. Also on Facebook, there are 3 groups just dedicated to venting about the little paperclip figure in Microsoft Word. What this says to me is, while the Facebook execs might actually be considering this deal, they could really lose a lot of Facebook users who just really don't like Microsoft. Those were the biggest stories of this week. Join us again after the weekend for the usual news and views from the world of gadgets and technology. Thanks for watching.